Hi y'all, it's Andrea over at Sewspire.com, and I can hardly wait to show you what we're making today. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, I got a few stray threads here. I must clean up. Wow, this is my 7 chakra tote. It was inspired by these meditation beads here, and the two of them together. Oh, what a stunning gift for anyone in your life who, one, practices yoga, appreciates mindfulness, meditation, or simply loves color. So just a few quick reminders before we get started. If you scroll down to the notes, there's a link that you can click to head on over to my blog, Sewspire.com, and there you will find a PDF so you can print all of the measurements for this design, okay? Normally I include those in the notes, but for this project I really wanted to give you a printable so you can save that and write additional notes, because you do get to customize the bag some, so I thought that would be fun for you. Also wanted to provide you with a few quick measurements. This bag here measures approximately 10.5 inches across the base, 13 inches tall by 5 inches deep. It has a nice long wide strap that will allow you to carry it on the shoulder or crossbody. The theme is the 7 chakras, which are represented here with the indigo, violet, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. So without further ado, shall we get started sewing? So to begin, you're going to gather all the colors of the chakra. So you'll want bits of fabric in red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet, and indigo. And I do not provide the individual patchwork piece measurements because I want you to be able to use the materials you have on hand. So I just provide the total measurement for the pieced panel. So just cut out your patchwork pieces to the specified width, and then you can customize the height of each. The main objective is just to get all 7 colors of the chakra in each panel. So we're going to begin with the exterior side pockets, which have a front patchwork design there, and then on the back I just use a nice soft twill, a brushed twill there, and then I did go ahead and come in on top of that and add a little bit of quilting. You could add a layer of quilt batting in between your exterior pockets if you like. So most of you know how to piece fabric. Just make a note of the order of the colors, and for those of you that are new to fabric piecing, I'll just demo here a few pieces. You're going to take those and position them right sides facing, and then using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, stitch from end to end. And then you would open that up and add your next color, which is yellow. And then you just position that right sides facing and stitch end to end. And you'll keep going. And then after you have pieced it all, go ahead and press it nice and flat on the front and the back. Then you're going to take a like size piece of material, and with your crown chakra towards the top, you're going to position that quilted panel on top and stitch right across the indigo using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. and then fold that. Go ahead and press again, and then begin by stitching right across the top edge of the pocket, and then I added a row of stitching across each color. And when finished, your exterior side pockets should measure 6 inches wide and then somewhere between 10 and 11 inches tall. You have a little bit of playroom there because I'm not providing you with the exact height of each piece. So pockets that are anywhere between 10 and 11 inches tall are just perfect for this project. Then once you have 2 side pocket panels, you will bring over your side panels, which are 6 by 15, and line up the raw edges of the base of the pocket on top of those panels and pin that in place. And if your pockets ended up to be 2 different sizes like mine did, you're just going to want to make sure you align those top edges. And you can do that easily by positioning those pocket panels side by side. Okay, so I have the side panels prepped and ready to go. So I'm going to set those aside for just a moment. And the front exterior body panels are 12 inches wide by 15 inches tall. And the little strap that's going to be used to tuck flap closure under measures 2.5 inches wide by 12 inches across, and it is crafted from a piece of twill and a piece of cotton, which I positioned right sides facing and then stitched using 3/8 of an inch seam allowance down both long ends, and then I turned that right side out, pressed it, and top stitched to create this little strap, which I am going to position 4 inches up from the base of the front panel. Alright, so once you have that strap in place, then bring back over your pocket panels and position those right sides facing, and align that top edge of the side panel with the top edge of that front body panel and pin everything in place. And there may be a little overhang at the base from your pocket differential. That's no big deal. We can trim it at the end. The most important thing here is that you're aligning the top edge and the side. Now using 5/8 inch of a seam allowance, I'm going to stitch down the right and the left hand sides to secure the sides to that front exterior panel. Now I have the side panels attached to that front exterior panel, and I'm going to set this aside for a moment. Bring over the rear exterior body panel, which is 12 by 15, and the base panel, which is 6 by 12, and I'm going to position right sides facing, aligning the base of the exterior rear with the side of the base, and stitch across there using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, so I have the base attached to the exterior rear. I'm going to bring back over my front panel with the sides attached, and then I want to open up that exterior panel and align the base of that with the base of my pocket panel, there's going to be 5/8 of an inch overlap on either side there, and you're going to stitch from seam to seam across the base, so stopping 5/8 of an inch from each corner. Okay, so now you can see I have something that resembles a giant T. So now I'm going to take these sides with the pockets and align them with the sides of that rear exterior panel. I'm going to again align the top first, pin that in place. I want to make sure that my pocket did not shift. I will pin the pocket layers in place, and then I will align the bottom there, and again at the base of this there's going to be 5/8 of an inch overhang there on all of those pocket pieces. So you're going to stitch from the top right to the bump of that seam. So you can work on the opposite side and you'll see exactly where to stop. You will repeat that process for the other side to attach the side of your pocket to the rear of your bag. Now I have the sides attached, and all I have left to do is close up the 2 holes that remain at the bottom there. So you have again some overhang, so you just want to work with that. Go ahead and straighten everything out and stitch across there using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance at the shortest piece, seam to seam. I have closed up the holes in the bottom of the bag. Now is the time to trim up all that excess across the pocket there. Because I am working with a woven twill here, I'm going to leave a generous seam allowance with that so it does not unravel on me over the years. Then I want to remove the pins and turn the exterior right side out. Now the exterior is complete. This width on the pocket is exactly perfect for the average size hand to fit inside of there, and it will hold the larger cell phones and the smaller water bottles as well. So the exterior is now complete. You're going to use the same T method process to craft the interior. All of the measurements are the same as well. You do not need this little strap on the interior. You are welcome to install pockets along the front and rear interior panels so that you can hold your necessities. You can also incorporate side interior pockets into this design for even more functionality. So just refer to the same process to craft your interior, and I am going to walk you quickly through the flap construction process as well. So the flap is crafted with 7 cuts of cotton fabric that were originally 11 inches wide, and then again those heights vary. The finished panel needs to measure 11 by 15, and I have one here to show you how I did that. I pieced it just like the pockets, pressed it nice and flat. I did put a layer of quilt batting on the back of mine, and then went ahead and quilted that one line across each color. And then I took my like-sized piece of twill and positioned that right side's facing, stitched down the long edge across the base and across the side. I did put the red for the root chakra towards the bottom of the flap, so do pay attention to that if you have a preference. So you would then stitch down the side, across the root chakra, and back up the side. Then turn that right sides out, press nice and flat again, and then just finish with a top stitch there. Now for the strap, I use my typical Sewspire strap method, which I will demonstrate for you here. You just take your cut of fabric, fold that long ways, press, open that up, and bring those outer edges inward to meet on that center press line. I put in a narrow channel of batting, then I fold that over, press again, and stitch down that open edge and the opposite edge. And then I did add a second row of stitching to finish that. This strap measured originally 8 inches wide by 39 inches long, and I pieced that together as well to incorporate all the colors of the chakra along this strap. So now I'm just going to quickly assemble my interior here. My interior is complete. I want to take that top edge and fold that over 1 inch and press that flat. And then I'm going to bring over the exterior and take that top edge and fold that in 1 inch. And then I'm going to fit the interior inside of the exterior. I want my interior pockets to fall along the exterior rear panel, so I'm just keeping that in mind as I position this in there. I begin by aligning those side panels and side seams first, and then I align the front and the rear. I am taking the pins and putting those through all of the layers as I align the interior and the exterior. I want to bring over my beautiful flap there and tuck that underneath of that strap so that I can get an idea of where that's going to fall. Then I'm going to turn the bag over to the back, remove those pins between the rear exterior and rear interior, and just tuck at least 1 inch of that flap inside, in between the interior and the exterior. And then I'm going to first pin the edges of the flap and secure the interior and the exterior so that that flap doesn't shift, and then I can slide that out and go ahead and get some more pins in there so that nothing shifts. You do want to make sure that your flap is nice and straight, and then your strap ends get tucked in between the side panels here, the exterior of the side panel and the interior of the side panel, just like you did the flap. Just tuck that down in there, and you of course can custom size your strap to fit your body by making that longer or shorter. And I just center that strap right in between that side panel. Then I'm just going to test fit everything before I put that last seam in place. Very nice. This is really gorgeous, gorgeous bag. I can't imagine anyone who wouldn't let out a little squeal when they opened up this gift. It is stunning. Okay, so the easiest way to sew on the top, I call it, is to remove your machine. And then you're going to open up that flap and slide this up on the machine deck underneath the needle. I like to start just before the handle on the side panel. Then you're going to stitch all the way around, going nice and slow. It's approximately 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. And I just pull out the pins as I go. I am going to reinforce the handle with 2 additional rows of stitching as well as some back stitching. All right, it is done, and whoa, I am so excited. This is my bag. Yeah, gosh, it's just, I don't know if it's these colors and the order of them in particular, but wow, this bag really just sings to my soul. Seriously. Gorgeous. All right, so the bag is done. Again, I absolutely love it. It truly has exceeded my expectations. I hope that you love it as well. Show you how that fits. This strap is long enough to wear a crossbody too. So as always, it was an absolute pleasure to sew with you. I hope you enjoyed the project. I will be back next week with another handmade gift idea for you. That will be the 3rd in a series of 11 gifts. Until then, as always, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. I hope you all have a beautiful week.